On this episode of Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers, we talk about a teacher's freedom when they're sick. Are they able to leave the classroom? Why do we not have anybody to cover for us? Also, we're going to discuss who should be able to teach a class on diversity. Should there be requirements? And lastly, we're going to go into the hurricane. We're going to talk all about what Florida is like for teachers during a hurricane. Tune in to this episode of Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. Hey everybody, welcome to Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. My name is Devin Siebold. I've got my good buddy, Mr. James John.
What's up?
James is a parent and a comedian. I'm a comic former teacher. We're here to hopefully make you laugh and shake off that stress of the work week. Mm-hmm. It's been crazy down here. Now, here's the thing. I'll get to Florida and the hurricane. I know this is airing a little bit later, but, you know, we're going through it now. But before I get to that, James, there's something that I haven't told you yet.
Uh-oh, surprise?
Yeah, I pulled my back out. I'm old now.
Welcome to the club, my
Does
friend.
this have heated seats? Is this what I literally pulled something in my back? I think it was because I was flying. I flew out to Baker City, Oregon, and they were awesome, by the way. I was doing speaking out there, and the flight's incredibly long. And it was a connecting flight too, with another incredibly long flight.
Okay.
It was even because the hurricane, when we flew back, it was typically an hour to get from Atlanta to Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
And it was an hour 45 because we had to go around the storm.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's odd, but would you believe that somebody 6'6" on an airplane does not fit well?
That would be surprising to me.
So I fly all the time, but my back was sore on the way out. And then I stayed in this hotel. Mm-hmm. And I stayed at this hotel that, they pride themselves in. We are old and historic.
Oh,
there's a difference between old and historic. Mm-hmm. This hotel was both.
Yeah.
It was historic. It was pretty. It had things that I was like, that's beautiful.
Got it.
Then you get to the rooms, and I get the historic thing, but a 1930s Victorian chair does nothing for me.
No, not at all.
I don't walk in and go, wow.
Look at
I walk
that.
in and go, I have nothing to sit on.
Gotcha.
Because I will be in pain and that was me. I'd sit down and
Well, how did you fit?
And I'm like, how did I fit what?
In the chair. Aren't they tiny?
It was tiny, but it was definitely just wood and straight backed.
Yeah.
And the whole hotel, the bed, everything, nothing was modern.
No.
And they're like, we're charging you more because there's an armoire. And I'm like, I don't want an armoire.
Yeah. Who uses that, by the way?
I want a TV stapled to the wall.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all I need.
Flat.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
just
all I
a flat
need.
stapled wall TV. And
They didn't even have that. They had the original guy just reciting things for you in your room.
Yeah. To be honest, when I wanted to watch TV, I had to light a candle and then turn a crank real hard. And I was like, look at that, NCIS. This is crazy.
When he got done, would you like another?
It was old and it was fine. Don't get me wrong. The hotel was good, but it was one of those things where I couldn't get comfortable after the long flight. The bed was old.
Yeah.
The chairs were old. Everything was old.
Yeah.
And so
I'm with you. 'Cause let me tell you what one thing black people don't do well. Historic. Yeah, we're not going.
And it was haunted.
Oh, great.
Yeah, everybody I told them, I stayed at this hotel. They go, oh, did you see any ghosts? I'm like, is that a thing?
What?
Am I supposed to see ghosts? So apparently the ghost was not a masseuse, or else he would have taken care of the back. But it was
not friendly.
No, it wasn't. But it was great. Baker City, Oregon teachers were amazing.
Gotcha.
They were awesome. By the way, old school, I'm thinking, hey, I get to go to this school and I'm going to speak. And, my back, I get out of this hotel room.
Yeah.
I get to the venue to speak. James, the auditorium had wooden chairs. And I like one of the, you fold it down, you sit down, you're like, well, this is great.
Yeah.
When will the 1912 World Series start? and I'm literally sitting in this chair, and I'm like, this is, the pain in my back. And
what's this town called again?
Baker City.
I'm not going. Okay.
Come on,
you
man.
don't make it sound fun.
James, you fit right in. No, it was a cool town. I will say that. It was beautiful, cool little downtown. D&J Taco, they were awesome. They had some good tacos, some fire tacos.
That's what I miss about being on the road. The food.
The food.
Yeah.
That's, you got to eat in the places that have the, like, mom and pop places.
Yeah,
I don't try to go to the chains.
On the road. I miss that.
Now, here's the thing, okay? I say this all to link it back to teaching, all right? I came home today. My back hurt. I laid down.
Okay.
And I put some Icy Hot on it.
Sounds right.
And I'm sitting there like, man, I'm really, really glad I'm not in the classroom right now, because I would have to go.
You would.
Like, that's the thing that I always hated so much, is like, the sick days were like gold. And I mean, you had to be sick as a teacher to use them.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is like, when you would get to school, people forget that I will say people other than teachers forget that we're on our own.
Yeah.
Like, teaching is one of the loneliest professions in the world. And that's the truth, because it's you in a classroom, and you don't have somebody that you can lean on and go, hey, can you give me 2 seconds? My back really hurts. I need to sit down.
Nope. When I was a kid, it was common, but this is a way back, because I'm an older gentleman.
Yeah, you had
Every
teacher's
teacher
aides.
had a teacher aide.
Yeah.
But that went away, right?
That went away.
Yeah,
we used to have bus aides. We used to have aides on the school bus that would be there to kind of watch over things, help out the bus drivers. It's not, and this is the thing, I hear that we have the funds for it. We just don't have anybody who wants to do it. Because you don't realize they're getting paid substantially less.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that always blew my mind, is I'd see these bargaining contracts come out, and they'd be like, teachers get this, and principals get this, and assistant principals get this, and teachers' aides, nothing. And
I'm
it's
glad
like,
you said that, because I recently learned what principals make. I had no idea.
oh, they make a lot.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How do you jump from teacher principal, and it's almost double?
Can I also? Well, I'm gonna counter this and say they're underpaid.
Really?
Yeah, I think principals are underpaid.
Okay.
And the reason I say I think principals are underpaid is a true good principal is there all year. They're there during the summer. You go there on summer hours, and they're there.
Because they got to be there.
They're there first, and they're the last to leave. Not only are they the last to leave, but they usually have to stay because there's sporting events, and you got to have an administrator there. You know, we would have big field trips, like grad night and stuff, and you had to have an administrator that had to go.
You're right.
And so they were so on call all the time, and the parents got to work, and so their complaints come at 5 o'clock, and they're running into the office like, I need to talk to you, and you can't go, well, I was supposed to go home 2 minutes ago, I'm sorry, but it's hard.
Now,
I mean,
is that commonplace to have that principal be that way?
You know,
first one in, last one to leave.
I think so. I mean, if you're a good principal, I mean, I noticed that there's principals that work crazy hours. They have the pressure of the school on them. And I will say this too. The principal is the first one on the chopping block if something is not right in that school. They are expendable. I mean, so now kind of they hold on to them a little bit. But it used to be, I mean, I had 4 principals in 4 years when I was in high school.
That's crazy.
It was just like, okay, you're a D school, get it up to a C. And it's like, are you giving me different kids? Do I get different teachers? What are you handing me that can help me get to a C? Are you going to
teach me
It's
magic?
like, no, it's you.
Yeah, it's all you.
It's you that has to do it.
And you got to trickle that down to the teachers, and teachers have to then.
Yeah.
So that's hard. That's hard.
And it's difficult because you got to play buddy, but you also got to play good cop, bad cop. That's you the whole time.
All day.
I know that a lot of people say, you know, hey, why don't you just become a principal? No, I don't want to become a principal.
That sounds like a lot.
That money's good, but that responsibility is way too high.
Yeah, and when are you going to get to enjoy it if you're always at work and at all these different events?
Yep. And not only that, but we would have Saturday detentions, Saturday schools. Administrators had to be there, you know, and administrators had to talk we would have to attend graduation and stuff. Administrators got to put it all together. They got to make a speech. They got to, I don't know, just too much pressure, I think.
God bless you. Shout out to you principals. You good ones out there.
Exactly. So, but what I was talking about, I want to get back to the back hurting thing. So my back hurts.
I got it.
This is about me, by the way, James.
Yeah, got it.
I don't know if you know that. We don't talk about anything you want to talk about on this show.
Yes, sir.
I'm just kidding. No, my back hurts. When I used to go to school and have something like that happen, like I remember one time I pulled my neck so bad, and I'm literally standing there like with ice on my neck, and I have no help.
I've done that.
I have no assistance. I remember my worst one was I had a stomach virus, and you can't leave the class.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah. You can't leave the class.
That's a hard decision.
Yeah. I mean, I remember throwing up in the trash can between classes. Or I'd walk out into the hallway and just have the trash can and just close the door real quick, throw up, and then open the door again and be like, okay, turn your but I didn't, you don't have any.
That's miserable.
Yeah. But it's the thing is that it's not humanity.
No.
I think that's what we're missing is humanity in the whole, because somebody posted online, I saw a teacher post online today, they said, I used up all of my sick leave when I had a baby because they didn't have enough paternity leave. Mm-hmm. And paternity, maternity, I don't know. I get that wrong. I don't
Maternity.
know. But what is it?
Maternity.
Maternity leave? What's
Yes.
paternity?
That's when are you the parent?
The parent.
Yeah.
So, but you are the parent.
Yeah. Maternity is when a mother leaves.
Oh, maternity is mother?
Yeah.
Parents, paternity? Maternity, paternity?
Yeah.
Okay. What if you're both? Maternity. Anyway,
Lickety boom boom down.
Back to it.
Yeah.
So I saw a teacher that are we
Right.
I saw a teacher that had used up all their sick days, and they had no time left, and they were sick, and they were like, I have to either go without pay, knowing that I won't be able to afford bills at the end of this month.
It's crazy.
I have to go in and get all of my children sick and not feel good, or what? That's their option.
That's your options.
And we don't have a humanity option where even that's the crazy thing is even principals don't have the right to go, you are really sick. Go home. Don't worry. We got you. There's rules in the district and there's money there. That's the thing that always makes me mad is there's money for humanity. That we have the ability to be human, but it's lacking.
So the rules are if I'm sick and I'm out of time, I don't have PTO anymore, I don't have anything left. If I do call out, I'm just going to be docked.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And over on the West Coast, I've had teachers message me that they have to pay their substitute.
What?
They have to pay the substitute out of their paycheck.
That's legal?
Apparently.
But so I'm not only am I not getting paid, but if I leave and I got to get a substitute, I have to pay for the substitute.
Yeah.
That sounds
and they can deny it. They can also tell you, no, you can't take that time off.
You got to be here no matter what.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Or you quit. And then if you quit, by the way, a lot of school districts have contracts to say that if you quit early, you owe us $3,000. I saw a teacher today a teacher today had posted in a group, and I don't post any names or anything, but this teacher said they just started school in a new school.
Yeah.
Thought it was shady. Didn't like the way everybody was dealing with things. Didn't like admin. Wasn't feeling it out.
Yeah.
And she can't leave because if she leaves, she forfeits her contract, which says that she owes $3,000 back to the school district to get out of the contract.
Insane.
She can't. Schools districts need to treat this like T-Mobile and AT&T. Hey, we'll buy out your contract.
Yeah.
We need some teachers over here, and you come them over here, and we'll let you work here.
In. That's like they locked you in.
They did.
You can't even quit. Imagine that feeling though, of being on your own, like you said, and you can't even get out of a bad situation. You're locked in. You can't go anywhere.
Well, to say you owe $3,000, I mean that's a full month's pay.
That is.
So you have to, and teachers, they know we can't. They
know you can't pay that.
Yeah, and some are more. That's the thing. It really is a we own you kind of mentality.
Good Lord.
And it's bad. It's a bad thing, especially on days like today where my back is hurting and I would not want to go in. I would not want to go in, and then I'd have to go in, and I'd have to be in pain.
Well, I do have questions for you. Speaking about time off for teachers, because I've wondered this. We're in Florida.
Yeah.
Hurricane.
Okay.
Let's say whoever's in charge, admin says, okay, look, it's going to be a dangerous thing to have kids and teachers be here on a day the hurricane could hit.
Right.
What happens if they give you that day off?
So what typically happens is there are built-in storm days that are already in the contract.
All right.
So like if a hurricane hits and we have 2 days off, we'll usually get paid for those 2 days.
Okay.
That's it. If it's 2 to 3, 4, 5 days, the power's all knocked out, then it goes into makeup days at the end of the year.
You have to
It
add
cuts
them on.
into the summer.
Got
Then
it, okay.
then you do have to work for it. Then you're
Gotcha.
not getting paid for it, and you are, obligated to come back.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I
that's
thought maybe you guys just got extra days.
no.
It was, yeah.
And the way the hurricanes are handled here in Florida sometimes are really rough. I saw my former school district send out an email.
Yeah.
And that email said, hey, just so you are aware, all of our schools are turning into shelters at 4:00.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, James, school is still in session.
How do you share the space?
You don't share the space. You don't share the space. And that's the thing is teachers had to get their room ready for it to be a shelter because people could be sleeping on the floor in their classroom.
That's crazy.
And they had to move the desks out of the way and get everything ready and cleaned and make sure that there's accommodations. And they said, hey, we're doing shelters at 4. Well, some schools don't end till 3:30.
That's right.
And you still got kids waiting for the bus till
That's right.
4:30.
So how do you convert? How do you do that?
You don't. You're asking, again, way too much of teachers.
That's right.
Asking way too much of teachers. But they always have the schools become the shelters. They're because they were built in 1980 or 1879.
Yeah.
And they've weathered all the storms.
They're called historic.
Yeah, they're historic. The shelters are historic.
There you go.
All right, let's go into the teachers in the news, my friend. We got a few little teachers in the news here. There is a Lexington teacher who is celebrating a 50th year in the classroom.
Okay.
50th year in the classroom.
That's a long time.
I love this one. Yeah, she works at Stonewall Elementary School, celebrating 50 years for Miss Irwin, and she has been in the same classroom teaching the same subject for 49 years. And this year she's moving rooms. They moved her.
Ooh.
To me, that's like the hit on the no-hitter in the bottom of the ninth.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
You had
Almost
a
there.
chance.
Almost there.
50 years, and they said, you know what, we're going to move you. But then she said she did. I was read the article already. She said she does enjoy it. And
you'd have to.
And she enjoyed the move, wishes she would have done it sooner. But she's in a new classroom, her 50th year, talking about a fresh start,
That is crazy.
But she said, would you keep on teaching? She said, I may teach till I'm 100. God gave me the gift to enjoy and reach into the heart of these little kids. And that's awesome. That is great. That's what you want. You want those teachers that are there for 50 years. You want those teachers that have the passion. And shout out to Miss Irwin. That's pretty sweet. 50 years.
Now, do they say what grade? Not grade. The subject she teaches.
It's elementary, so
Okay.
I think it was second that I saw.
Okay.
I may be wrong. Maybe it's wrong, but I just closed it out.
I'm
right?
just wondering at what grade level would you stay? Like,
Oh yeah, you got to be passionate about it.
You do.
But that's the thing is, each grade level has different perks. I think Kindergarten has none. First grade,
if you ask those teachers, they will tell you differently.
They're
my
so
friend.
passionate
They
about
are.
it. But I did a practicum in a kindergarten classroom. I was in a kindergarten classroom for 6 weeks, and let me tell you right now, it was chaos.
Was it really?
Yeah, because there's so much energy and they don't know how to act in society yet. They're running around crazy and you got snotty nose over here and this kid and you can't go, hey, it's time to teach. It's managing the chaos.
That's right.
So good kindergarten teachers, shout out to
They're
you
good,
because I could not do it.
They're almost like characters. You have to be a character. Like, okay, kids, what time is it?
You got to match their
energy. Yeah.
You have to.
You have to.
Yeah. So, all right. This one, man, James, we talked about this one a while back. I want to side with Canada and try to be the most warm, thoughtful, everybody's included type of person.
That's Canada.
I want to side with you, Canada, but I'm having a hard time, man. That controversial teacher with the prosthetic boobs.
Oh, yeah.
Was let go of the previous school and now rehired. with the Z cups. And, and you sit here and you say to yourself, James, I know you're looking at the photo.
Good Lord, man.
I know you're looking at the photo.
She's a flotation device.
It is. Yeah, that could have saved 20 passengers on the Titanic. It's right there. I'm sitting here. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
But they're not.
What? They're not real.
They're not real.
Of course not.
Well,
no.
what I mean is
they're prosthetics.
They're prosthetic, meaning you can take them on and off.
To me, the visual, it's a very hard attention getter.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm trying to think in my mind. My kid walks in the class the very first day, and there is something very sexualized in the classroom.
Yes.
How do I feel about it as a parent? Having it in front of the class there for my kid to see the entire time they're there. I don't know. Because I don't know how I feel. I try to be very...
You know what's going to happen? The kid's going to have questions.
Yeah.
The kid's going to be like, hey, I've never seen that before. Yeah. Dad, why? And
But they sent out a letter to the school, to the parents and everybody saying, hey, she's back in the classroom in a new school. And there's obviously backlash. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This one, there is a Colorado diversity teacher that is going through some things. Now, this one is a complicated story. If you want to look it up, I'm looking at the Fox News article. Diversity teacher says he wants to burn things down an equity agenda after staff trashes his DEI class. So I read about it. It's not as serious as you think, but apparently there was a diversity class that was being offered at this school in a K-8 school in Colorado.
Okay.
And this teacher felt like it was kind of being mocked. That their class wasn't being taken seriously and expressed some frustrations about it. Now, the wording on their frustrations probably maybe want to rethink that, you know. But apparently there was it blasted staff for not having an equity lens, said the meetings are very difficult, and basically said it's very hard not to want to burn things down that I don't find equitable. Can't say stuff like that.
You cannot.
But but anyways, apparently there's some subtle shots. Feels like the staff's against him, that they're unsupporting of this class. It is interesting to me because it's a diversity class, and I always feel weird about diversity classes. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'd love your insight on this.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you.
It's a white guy and teaching a diversity class. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like there needs to be discussions that happen, but I feel like it should be led by
a diverse individual.
Yeah.
Okay. I would need to know first before I make a judgment, because I don't want to rush to judgment, because I think we do that too much nowadays. What exactly is the lesson plan for diversity? What are we talking about exactly?
Yeah, so apparently one of the emails that the guy sent said that they are discussing diversity, inclusion, equality, and wants to discuss a lot of the bad things white people did. So that I don't.
So it's a first-hand account then.
This is primary source material. So I mean, I don't know. I get kind of weird about that.
Well, here's how I feel about it, man. If you are going to teach a class on diversity, I say, okay, let's say that the teacher is Caucasian. Maybe have guest speakers who are not. Maybe
I'm sure they would.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah.
You would need some kind of representation.
Yeah.
Even if he stays as a teacher, I'm fine with that. But bring in other teachers from different cultures, Latin, Black, everywhere, and just have them speak on certain days. I mean, I think that's what the goal of the course is anyway. Yeah. To see everybody together and teach.
You know what? I would love a little social experiment sometime on that kind of stuff. Because sometimes I feel like some of the people that champion these things are just trying to champion themselves more than the actual cause.
I think you're right.
And I'm not saying that about this individual, but I would love just to one time just walk in and go, hey, we have James here. He's Black. He would like to teach this class. How do you feel about that?
And they'd be like,
wait a minute.
But I already bought this dashiki. Like,
no, I would love the social. I would love the social experiment behind it to find out, is it about the class or is it about you.
I'm with you on that. 'Cause a lot of people just like to be like, look at me, I'm on your side.
There's some internet champions, and when you dig, you find out they're just out there to champion themselves.
And there's certain lines you hear that when they're like, I have a black friend.
Yes,
one. Okay, you hit your quota.
Right? Now we are going to dig into the controversial stuff on this episode. This one will come with probably a disclaimer. This one is being talked about. It was the number one trending topic on Twitter. This kid is being hailed as a hero. There's a Colorado middle schooler that was kicked out of class for a "Don't Tread on Me" patch, the gas and patch. And it says that apparently the teacher during the discussion claimed that it originated with slavery, and it was slavery-based patch. Now, the teacher came back and said, I was misinformed. It's an older patch, predates, the slavery, Civil War times in the United States. They said it goes back to the Revolutionary War, which, by the way, also still during that time. But regardless, it's not necessarily a pro-slavery patch.
No.
Which is what they were kind of trying to say. Well, this kid said, hey, I've got my "Don't Tread on Me" patch. You guys are trying to, be against me.
Yeah.
And, they made him take the patch off, and the parents came in and kind of said something. Hey, that's our kid. You can't do that. That's not a patch. It's literally saying what you're doing. You're treading on us right now.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, this kid, the full backpack is here. I'm sure you guys can look online and see. Okay. Now, the "Don't Tread on Me" patch. No, okay, fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But what the administrators came back and said, okay, so there's a lot of patches on this backpack. And that "Don't Tread on Me" patch was just one. It turns out they kind of went against the other. The other ones apparently are patches for semi-automatic weapons.
Okay.
The patches are semi-automatic weapons. You can't wear that to school.
No.
You can't wear weaponry.
Not at all.
Insignias to school. I got in trouble because I had a Baywatch shirt on.
Wow. Why didn't they just hoist you up and say you were a hero?
I had a Baywatch shirt with Pamela Anderson in her bikini. And the second I walked into school, my principal was like, no. And I was like, oh, sorry.
But it was a one-piece bikini.
Yeah, it was a one-piece. That was
and that wasn't allowed.
Not allowed.
That's crazy.
But this patch, so it's turned into a political football now. This kid is a hero, and he deserves. They can wear whatever, should be allowed to wear whatever they want, and this and that. And you know what? I rarely play politics on here, but. What was that for?
No.
Anyways, I rarely play politics on here. I'm not gonna play politics on this one. But one picture I saw that kind of was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. He's got all these patches on here about his what he enjoys, which is obviously semi-automatic weapons. Don't tread on me. More right-wing stuff.
Yes.
I get it. Don't have the semi-automatic weaponry things, but there was a picture of him in the teacher parking lot, and he was standing next to a car, and the car had all the bumper stickers on it of rainbow flags and trans rights and all this other stuff. And the car was literally the leftist version of his backpack. And he's like staring at it, and he's like,
What did I do wrong?
So the teacher can drive that to school, but I can't wear this to school? I get it that they're not driving it through the hallway, advertising it all over the place.
That'd be one thing if they had it all over themselves, maybe.
Yeah. But, I mean, I kind of get the point. And the "Don't Tread on Me", wear it. I don't.
You're saying, okay, look, if we're going to be inclusive, we're going to allow people to express themselves. Yeah. Then you got to allow the other side.
The other side do it too. It has to be
fair. Fair and balanced.
The political, the lifestyle, the sexual preferences, that kind of stuff, I think needs to be balanced out or just not at all.
Okay.
You can't have that on your car. You can't hang that flag in your classroom, and they also can't have this, and they also can't wear that. I think
has to be fair. You're saying.
We have to have neutral playing ground. You can't. The scales of justice have to balance, or you can't have it.
Well, I think we all can agree when it comes to what you wear. Everything as long as you're not hurting anybody, should be fair game. But I think we all can agree no one should wear skinny jeans anymore.
Nobody. Not at all.
No one
I
should
say
wear
that
that
as my knees are bearing their skin. And I'm exceedingly white. It took us 2 hours to get the lighting right on here
for you.
because I have not been out. What's crazy to me is I look like I abducted my children because their mother was Hispanic.
Yes.
And they are very dark children in their skin, and it's crazy. But
my wife, same thing. I'm black. My wife's Puerto Rican. Jack, when he was little, just looked black, and she very light-skinned Puerto Rican. So she would roll Jack through the Walmart when Jack was a baby, like in the little buggy. They're like, "Oh my God, that baby is so cute. Whose baby is that?" And my wife would get an attitude. "It's my baby." Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
Yeah. Now, before we get into the last part here, I did want to bring up something.
Okay.
So I'm wearing this shirt. I've wore it before.
Yes.
I've wore this shirt before. We're trying to do some different shirts for the reels. It's got to look different, like a different episode.
Absolutely.
Now, here's the thing that I would like. I want to bring this up. I wanted to bring it up on the podcast. I want schools to send me your T-shirt. I know you got them laying around.
You're gonna
They're
wear
all
them?
over the place.
Yeah.
Every time I go to a school and I speak at schools, they're handing out T-shirts left and right to teachers. They're all over the place. I want some T-shirts. So message me on my social media. If you got a school shirt, I want to rep your school. I want it to be on the Crying in My Car podcast. So send 2, by the way.
You're about to get "Don't Tread on Me" T-shirt.
I'm about to get Hey, I'll wear a "Don't Tread on Me" T-shirt.
Does this say Proud Boy?
Where's this from? So I honestly, I don't know, man. This show's gone off the rails this time. It really has.
Sorry.
It's
Hurricanes
fine.
do this to me.
Hurricanes do. The barometric pressure, it comes down, and suddenly, you know what? There it is.
Just start talking the truth.
Yeah. Okay. So if you got T-shirts, message me. I would love to wear some different T-shirts. And I know you got them because the schools have them. Now, I've often kind of mocked school T-shirts. And the reason I've mocked school T-shirts, no, I don't. I love school T-shirts.
Okay.
The reason I've mocked school T-shirts is because school T-shirts are a way to get out of dress code.
That is true.
And teachers, that is you know it. Don't lie. You wear school shirts to wear a T-shirt to school.
That's right.
And that's it. And the gym teachers used to do it, and we used to be like, "Oh, they're outside all the time. That's fine."
That makes sense.
And then you wear it, and you're like, "School spirit." And I would do it. I was guilty of it too. I would sometimes, button up. Starting off, I don't know, most teachers are. I was very, very like conservative dress. Khakis, tucked in T-shirt, tucked in shirt, not T-shirt, tucked in dress shirt. I'd have a button up tie.
Oh, look at you!
I was tie.
You were tie guy.
I was tie guy first 2-3 years. I was tie guy, and then the tie came off, and I said, "You know what? I'm 3 years in. I got my tenure. Let me take off the tie. Oh, let me unbutton this a little bit, and school shirt underneath. Well, I'm getting hot. Let me do school shirt. I don't have to tuck in a shirt, right?
No, you don't.
Oh, you know what? We're supposed to wear dress pants, but dark colored jeans kind of look like dress pants.
Jean.
I can get green jeans.
You could.
Yep. And so I got like jeans that were and before I knew it, I was literally like the most casual coming. I'm just grabbing school shirts out of the closet. And I'm like, school shirt day, spirit. Yeah, it wasn't spirit at all. It was just comfort.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I can imagine for you guys, though, I wouldn't want to dress in like a blazer every day. If I could and get away with it, T-shirt all day.
I know. I agree.
So I'm with you. So send me 4X. By the way, 4X.
Yeah, 2X, maybe 3X by the time it gets to me. I'm eating a lot.
We're going to eat right after this.
Right. Yeah. We're going to eat. We went to Lickin', the DJ Khaled place. It was good food. Good food. Anyways, that's side note. That's sidetrack. Don't want to get on that. The last thing I want to talk about is this hurricane. Okay, the hurricane's
Let's talk about it.
Now, when I first started doing the podcast, nobody listened.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it took a while. I had a few hundred listeners in the beginning.
Okay.
And then I got a few thousand listeners, and then it got big. Now, when I first started doing the podcast, one of the first things I talk about is the hurricanes. We had a hurricane back then, and I found what I wrote about the hurricanes when we had them in 2019.
Woo!
Yeah, 2019. So this is 4-year-old material that I read, and I was looking for some inspiration. I read it, and I was like,
Can't wait.
That's funny. And I was like, you know what? Nobody heard this. This is like my 3rd podcast. So I'm going to bring it back because we're in the hurricane season. So this is how hurricanes and teaching relate to each other. Okay. When weather people talk about the cone of uncertainty, I always picture the pre-K students out there, and that's when the teachers are trying to get the students down the hall the first weeks of school, and it's like, will the students arrive at the projected destination? Will there be a stall?
Yeah.
Will they veer westward like a squirrel's over there? Will they loop back around, or will they simply dissolve into the human model of a tropical depression? You know, like they just, because you never know.
I've seen that.
There's no line with pre-K.
No.
There's no line.
No.
The next one, once a hurricane goes through and does damage, they retire that name. And they should do that with teaching.
Wow.
If someone before you with the same last name ruined my classroom, then you don't have to have me as a teacher. You know, that you just
really?
retire them.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to. We can retire
You're
the
done
names.
so.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, the next one. If a hurricane goes through and ruins your town, you get a check from FEMA.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. I feel like there should be some damage reimbursement for teaching as well. Hurricane 3rd period broke my pencil sharpener. Where is my check?
There you go.
I want to know.
I'm with
I
you.
want reimbursed. When a hurricane is coming, people board up the windows. When my kids are outside my door, I put up paper so they can't see me. I hide in the corner. Yeah.
That is true.
I do
Teachers do that. Yes.
The next one, during a hurricane, people often stock up on water, hoarding multiple gallons at once. As a teacher, I stockpile multiple gallons of water as well in my bladder.
Yeah.
And it's in
I understand.
category 5 down there.
Wow.
All right, next one. Hurricanes will cut off your power and AC. Just try teaching in a Title I school. I encounter that weekly. As for Title I schools,
Right,
we didn't
kids,
have any
another brown
AC.
out. You know what to do.
Both teaching and hurricanes, if you prep too hard, nothing will come of it.
Gotcha.
You know, if you don't
right.
prep, that's when all hell breaks
That's
loose.
right.
And just like the days when I have a great lesson, no walkthroughs. The day I show a movie, 2 walkthroughs.
That's right.
Every time.
Show up.
Yeah, you prep for it, won't come.
Nope.
The next one, if you look at a hurricane, it directly reflects the school year. It's true. You know, you get through the outer bands, and you know, it's just a little bit, then all hell breaks loose right in the middle. And then winter break, we give you, that's the eye of the storm. And then on the backside, it's the worst of it. And then calm, clear skies after it passes. That's the summer.
That's right.
Yeah. And then the last one is with hurricanes and with teaching, the European model is always the better one. You know? Isn't it? It's the one that's more accurate. Everybody's like, you know what? That's the good one.
They
That's
seem
the one.
happier.
Yeah. Now, I want to talk about this too. This is one of the last things we'll discuss here. Florida has hurricanes, as you know.
Yes, I do.
Now, Florida has one additional teacher perk that I posted about last week,
Okay.
and teachers jumped on it, and then other teachers jumped in against it, and I want to bring it to light because I have some issues with it.
Okay.
SeaWorld Orlando
Yes.
is offering free teacher passes to teachers.
They've done this before.
They've always done
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
great. Now, it used
yeah.
to be SeaWorld and Busch Gardens. Same company, but no. Just SeaWorld
Just
this
SeaWorld,
year. Haven't
yeah.
heard anything from BG over there. But SeaWorld is offering free teacher passes.
Nice.
Sounds great, right?
It does.
I've never enjoyed the free teacher passes from SeaWorld.
Why?
And somebody commented exactly why I remember I didn't. I love SeaWorld. I love going there. Field trips are great. Kids love field. I did a chaperone last year with my kid on a field trip. They thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody gives, by the way, a side note, everybody always gives SeaWorld flack about their animal rights. Their conservation efforts are great.
Yes, they are.
And when you take the kids there, they fall in love with the animals and the conservation. And you go, this is why we don't throw plastic into the ocean, because
Yes.
these beautiful creatures live there.
Yeah.
And they get to see them up close in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a wonderful thing. I really do.
I ain't mad at it.
I love SeaWorld. I think it's fantastic. Here's the problem. SeaWorld Teacher Pass. It's a full year, my friend.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Full year.
Yeah.
SeaWorld, I'm looking at you.
Oh.
I have an issue with it. It does not include parking, James.
Oh. Okay.
Now, James,
Oh,
no,
wait.
listen to me.
All right,
You're not okay.
All right, big dog. All right.
I'm mad about that.
Could you explain why?
I will explain why I never liked the SeaWorld Teacher Pass, because it does not include parking.
Okay.
And if I went once a month, just one time a month, the cost of parking is more than I would be paying if I just got the monthly pass for myself that included parking.
It's that much?
It's like $18 a month. So you can get the $18 a month pass that includes the parking, or you can go once a month on your teacher pass
and pay $18
and pay the $25, $30 for parking.
That's a lot.
I know,
I
and you get no additional perks. Just SeaWorld, just give us a pass, man.
Just let us park.
Let us park. And it was so funny though, because the comments literally said the exact thing that I thought for years. I was like, the teacher pass is great, but parking's got to come with it.
Yeah.
And there were people commenting. They're like, I loved it, but the parking was included, and the parking was expensive. And every time I went, it was the cost of a pass.
Okay, hear me out.
Okay,
idea.
I'm listening.
Yellow bus.
Oh yeah, we all go.
There you go.
We all go. We can all go at once.
Pick a day. The county pays for it. You guys go.
And we don't even have to park it. We can just go in, drop us off, and then they park it on the street.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm a solution guy.
You are a solution guy.
Yeah.
Uber there, I guess. I don't know. But now, I like SeaWorld's pass. I will say this. The one thing that I do miss is the Universal Pass.
They used to give you tickets to Universal?
My first 4 years of teaching, I got the pass.
Universal's great,
and
too.
they gave you the pass. It was, and I think it included parking.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like a free year pass for teachers.
That's
Universal
incredible.
stepped it up.
They did.
And then Universal didn't just take away the parking. They just took away the pass.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
As soon as Harry Potter got there.
You know what? I'm not even playing. That's literally the year.
That's it.
They were like, oh, yeah, we have Harry Potter. Teachers love Harry Potter. Pay up.
Pay up.
You got to pay up for Potter.
That's right.
Pay up for Potter.
Pay for Potter.
But Disney, by the way, never gave us anything. Ever. Not a pass. Not $1 off.
They passed on the pass.
They don't even have a teacher discount.
They do not, sir.
They will let you wave from the parking lot, and that is about it.
That's how Disney rolls.
I'm not on board with the Disney pass, but I will take the SeaWorld. I will take the Busch Gardens. I will take Universal if they give it to us. Legoland helped out.
Did they really?
Yeah, Legoland used to do a teacher pass as well.
Do they still do it? Or?
I believe they still do it. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been to Legoland. Have you been to Legoland?
I've never been to
Great
Legoland.
for kids.
Horrible
Great
for parents.
No. It's not horrible. It's good.
Not?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fine. It's got some good stuff, but it is a kid mecca. As funny as this is, I've had friends of mine who have kids, and they're like, we went to Disney, we went to Universal, we went to SeaWorld. The kids loved it. We went to Legoland, their favorite park.
Really?
Yeah, and you would think that the big parks with all the money, but Legoland is like caters to the kids
just for them
specifically. Like SeaWorld has a little Sesame Street. If you're a teacher and you want to take your kids on a field trip, Sesame Street Land, really cool.
I've seen that.
But Legoland, they had everybody.
Really?
Yeah, everything was kid friendly. The kids fly, ride horses, drive cars. They have a much more interactive kind of thing.
Might take my nephews and nieces.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. You should. You won't get a teacher pass.
I want.
So I'm just letting you know. And by the way, I'm gonna end this episode on divulging a little secret about me. I kept my my teacher badge. Just in case.
Your little ID, just in case?
Just in case.
You are never going back, by the way, sir.
What? About SeaWorld?
You mean the pass for SeaWorld? Oh.
I didn't get the pass. I kept my teacher ID because I need to see your teacher ID and that you're still certified. I got a teacher ID. I'm still certified. Yeah, but I haven't done it. SeaWorld, I know you're thinking, they're already Googling, we're going to shut him down.
Because they listen
every
week.
They do. SeaWorld listens. But they're going to be, but I don't abuse I hold it out every once in a while for street cred. I'm like, I was a teacher. You know, it's like the police officer that lost his badge, but you know, he still you ever see like one of those cop shows where they turn in their badge and gun, but they keep the holster there for like the rest of the time?
They sure do.
That's my holster.
That's right.
It's
there.
like I once had power. I once was that person.
Gang. Jump me in.
Right?
Jump me back in.
All right, James, where can people find you, my friend?
As always, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at the same account, James Yan Comedian, Y-O-N.
Y-O-N Comedian. Okay. DevinComedy.com for my upcoming tour dates. Board Teachers is on the road. This should be coming out about the time we're doing all the Arizona dates. And then we have just a slew of fall dates all on the weekends, Thursday through Sunday. Don't forget, I'm going to be in Salt Lake City, October 10th. You're going to be there with with me.
I'm going to be there with you.
I got Jake Clark opening the show, and then my man James is going to be featuring. I'm going to be headlining in Salt Lake City, Utah. Get those tickets. That's October 10th. And rate this 5 stars. That's also a good thing. And send us T-shirts. That would be awesome, too. So
4X.
thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. We'll be back next week. There might be a clip up there. There might be a clip down there. If it's got our face, if it's other people's stuff, come back. Don't click on that. But us suggested things. That's us crying in my car. Devin Siebold, James Yon, board teachers. Watch. New trailer for Indiana Jones. No, don't do that. Don't do that.